comes to having an adult beverage, I prefer the whiskey. But in the spirit of trying new things, I'm gonna give wine a go. If you've never had a glass of wine, belly up to the bar and throw a few back. Who knows? It might just taste good. Now, there's a few things you gotta know about drinking wine. And since I'm no expert, I've asked my friend Brooke, who happens to be an expert, to tell us a few things we should know to make sure we get the best experience from the wine. How you doing, Brooke?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm about to taste some wine.
Well,
I'm pretty excited. Okay, well, I don't know a hill of beans about wine. So what kind of guide me? Red, white? How do I know which wine to pick?
Well, I think first you want to just try some out. So today I've brought a sparkling, a white, and a red for you to try.
All right.
I find that people that aren't used to drinking wine tend to like the more aromatic styles of wine. So I've brought a Gewürztraminer for the white, and I have brought a Pinot Noir for the red. And then for the sparkling, just a basic sparkling wine. Okay. These are all from California.
All right. So that's why we can't call this a champagne, right?
Exactly. God, you've learned something.
I've been paying attention. Okay. So, all right. So once I decide, all right, I'm going to kind of sample a little bit of everything, how can I ensure that I don't get a bad taste on my palate when sampling the wine?
Well, there are a few things. First of all, you want to have somebody that knows a little bit about wine to taste it for you. Make sure it's not corked, make sure, it's not been stored improperly, because then that will give you a bad taste in your mouth. It will taste like wet cardboard.
Oh, well, who doesn't like that?
So beyond that, the first thing you want to do is actually know how to taste wine.
Okay.
We're going to actually start with the Gewürztraminer.
Easy for you to say.
Just pour myself a small taste as well so I can demonstrate for you how you want to do this.
All right.
Go ahead and take the glass.
Is there any special way I should hold it?
You should hold by the stem. If you hold by the bowl, it will warm up the wine, which you don't really want to do unless it's a red that's too cold.
Okay.
Okay. So you're going to start off and you're going to swirl. The action is all in the wrist.
Does it help if you bob your head a little bit with it?
Probably, yeah.
Just
if you
little
sing a
rhythm.
little song while you do it and get it going a little bit.
We'll cue some music.
Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to smell the wine.
What am I looking for here? What am I smelling for here?
So the way I look at wine is I think about sense memory. So when I put my nose in there, what does it remind me of? Does it remind me of walking through a grocery store and smelling a pineapple? Does it remind me of the last time I was at the beach? So you just think about what notes you get from it, what smells you get. The next thing you want to do, the most important part, is you want to taste it.
See, this I think I can do. Oh, wait, no, you've got a little something going, a little trill something. Little Hannibal Lecter.
So what I'm doing here is I'm actually getting even more oxygen to the wine.
Okay.
You're moving it around in your mouth a little bit. Some people kind of swish it around. I prefer to, do the fancy twirl.
Twirl.
Let's try it.
Yeah, now that's a little tart, I have to say. A little tart.
So the tartness would be the acidity.
Okay. That's a little tart for me.
All right. So let's move on to the sparkling. With sparkling, you don't want to swirl it because that's actually going to dissipate the bubbles. And you really want to get the bubbles on your palate.
Yeah,
so really
tiny
with the sparkling,
bubbles.
all you're going to do is you're going to just pick it up and start with smelling it.
Okay. It smells like the ocean, but I don't know if that came from the wind blowing just then.
It could be because we're actually very close to the ocean.
Yeah.
Only about 30 miles. So.
I smell the ocean. All right. And then we just drink?
And then just go ahead and taste it.
It's okay. I mean, it's got a strong aftertaste.
Where
this one's tart.
We call that finish.
The finish, strong finish. That was tart, but this one has a lingering, I don't know. What?
Do you think it's from
je ne
the
sais
bubbles?
quoi.
Do you think it's
It might
from the
be.
bubbles?
It might be. Is that carbonation?
That is caused by a second fermentation in the bottle.
Well, that sounds too complex for me. So let's move on to this one.
Okay, so next we have the Drew Pinot Noir.
This is my dad's name.
Hey, so you're gonna do the same thing that you did with the white.
I'm gonna
You're
swirl it.
You are a great swirler.
There's one thing I can do, it's swirl.
For a newbie, I'm
I
quite
mean,
impressed.
I'm all right, but I can't do the... That's light.
Okay.
That's
all right.
light.
How you feeling about that?
That's all right. It's still the aftertaste that gets me. If I'm sorry, it's the finish
Well,
that gets me.
You have to think about it this way. You actually want to have a finish on your palate. You don't want to have a wine that you're going to drink and then it's just going to disappear.
Okay, so
So
what else should I know besides just sample a lot, swirl, smell, and
that's the most important. Just keep sampling.
just keep sampling.
Every day a new bottle.
Every day a new bottle. I don't know about that. I hear a glass of wine a day is good
okay.
for you,
Every
but a
day
bottle of
another
wine,
glass.
I don't know. I don't know. I think my favorite, hold on, let me go back. I'm gonna have to say the Drew.
Oh yeah.
The Drew is my favorite.
So where you can go from here is now that you know that you like this Pinot Noir, try some other Pinot Noirs and you may like those as well.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
glass
Let's
together.
have a toast. Cheers.
Welcome to the vineyard.
Cheers. Thank you. I can't do that. I can't. It almost spits out every time. Well, there you have it. If you never had a glass of wine, I highly recommend you give it a taste. Sure, it might take a few samples before you find the one that's right for you. But in the end, the important thing is you're trying new things. Let's get this big daddy here.
But they're all gonna be pretty tart right now.
That, ah! You do this just to play.
You noticed that I didn't
Right.
taste one.
You do this to. Do you do this with the people that visit your vineyard? You're like, go ahead
Not
and
this
eat
time
one
of
of these.
year. I would maybe in August.
If they were a little bit plumper, a little bit sweeter, you'd be like, taste it.
Right now they're really full of acid. That's the reason that you want to leave them on the vine a little.
Talk
longer.
about acid.
They develop sugar.